Welcome, beautiful soul, my Aries friend, to the Divine Phoenix Rising Tarot. I am Zachary. Thank you for joining me here today. So this is going to be a reading for October 30th through November 5th. I'm just going to dive right in, get started on shuffling some cards for you while I flap my gums a little bit here. So there is a lunar eclipse there on the 28th of November that I did not mention in my last readings because, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I just didn't. But eclipse season here, so all the eclipses are attached to the other eclipses that we've been through. Last season was around May, early May. So if you take some time to consider what was going on at that time, you're going to see some reflections in this time as well. Being portals, the lunars connected to the solars, connected to the lunars, connected to the hip bone, shoulder bone, you know what I'm saying? So now's a good time with that powerful portal energy to just pay attention to what was going on at that time. Have you grown? Have you gone through some things? Have you learned some lessons? Because that's kind of what you're going through. You know what I mean? That's what we're all going through right now. So, Spirit, what do we have here for Aries for October 30th through November 5th? And you guys, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to support me. I would love for you to support me. I love doing this and would love to continue doing this. Cash App and PayPal links are in the description as well if you feel like supporting me in a more financial way. Thank you so much. I love you. For those that have, thank you so much. No pressure. That's definitely not a mandatory thing. I love you regardless, okay? And then be sure to check out your rising, moon, and Venus signs as well to get more information on love specific or what might be going on in your more interior world, okay? Okay. All right, so Aries, ooh. This week you are the loon. Loon, I love it. Intuitive. Listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. Yes, you are. Gosh darn it. I love this though. You loony bin. You loony loon. That makes me smile. I haven't actually gotten the loon yet, so that's awesome. With your reading last week, there were opportunities that were coming in and needing to be in a space where you're recognizing those opportunities to come in. So it makes sense, or it's interesting to me that the loon is coming through talking about that intuition, those opportunities. And it's not like you guys, okay, so we do a weekly read here. A lot of the times in largesse, that energy is becoming present or will be present in that week. But it can also present for you a week before, a week later. Like, the timing of the divine is not on human time, okay? So I'm doing my best to, I'm just getting the message out that Spirit is wanting me to get out. Use your own discretion to determine, what is for you in the first place. And if something is happening to you this week that I read 2 weeks ago, that's still kind of in the span of time that something makes sense for a reading. Just so that you know, a lot of this is just, like, you need to feel that this is for you too. If it's not, then it's not. I can't do anything about that, okay? And so having your intuition this week, I just feel called to say it. Maybe I'm feeling a bit loony myself, okay? Right, let's just dive into your reading. Spirit, what do we have for Aries for October 30th through November 5th? And I keep trying to find a time here to record where there's not this traffic noise, and I feel like I'm getting it at that right time in the day, but then it just, I don't know, the next day it's always a different time frame. So my microphone is in the mail, like being delivered today. I was trying really hard to wait to do this so that I could have the microphone because I'm just so freaking excited, and I am not the most patient person. I'm just not. Gemini, super patient. Not patient at all, but I'm trying so hard to be. So I'm so sorry if this traffic noise is distracting. It will be gone for you next week, okay? Hallelujah. That might be more for me than you. I don't know. Okay, so we've got the Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, the Devil, the Empress, Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, and then Four of Wands. And bottom of the deck, we've got the Tower. So where I take this here in this position is you guys have been just really having a hard time. I know it. Being worked to the bone, whether that is actual, work that you're doing for your money, working hard for your money, working for your family, working for your own personal development, working for a church group, or a hobby group, something where you're putting a lot of time into the situation and it's draining you. So this is like a fear. You guys are afraid that something's going to come crashing down. That's not to say that that is the case, and I don't think that that is the case. There are some caveats, not that there's a threat. If you guys don't, there's a tower. We can always drive ourselves towards a tower if we're not listening or looking at the signs of what's going on around us. You don't have death or even really the tower in the reading. So there's nothing that's saying that there is an ending that's required right this second, but there is a note of talking about your hard work, needing to leave something behind, nurturing something new, something that's keeping you bound, and then like not really letting loose, which is kind of similar to last week, to be honest. I won't lie to you, it's kind of similar. So Spirit, carrying on here, and I am going to do a bit more of an expounded reading for love and career this week. I only did 2 cards last week for each, and this week I'm doing 3 cards. So they've ended up being a little bit longer, these videos. I'm trying to keep them shorter, but that's just what's happening. I don't know. I might change it up later. Spirit just needs to chat it up. Or I do. I don't know. Either way. Column A, column B. You take your pick. So for love, we have the Hanged Man, 7 of Pentacles, and Death. You know what's really funny? Because I just said, you guys don't have death in this reading, right? I'll just shut my mouth. I was trying to do like a preface in a situation, but I'll just stop doing that. Okay. The Devil, 2 of Cups, and 9 of Wands. Okay. So you got the Devil twice here, and the Devil in this situation is in the career section. So very much getting from that situation, especially based on previous reads too, a lot of you are feeling bound to your work, and I'm curious what's going on there. Like, is it a situation where you have no choice? What is going on? Well, we'll take a look from my end, but I can't reach into each one of your individual lives over YouTube here. I can try, but I'm only one human being. So Knight of Pentacles, bottom of the deck here, I wanted to see as well. Ace of Wands. So there is, you guys are hoping for a fresh start. Like you want that juice back to your battery. You want that spark of inspiration and passion because you need it. You need it right now. And this is like last week 2.0 or 1.2 or 1.16. I don't know. Whatever version you're on right now. Knight of Pentacles here. This is the energy you're coming into the week with. Knight of Pentacles is the man with the plan, Stan. They know exactly what it is that they're doing, and they know how to put a plan into action to get that rolling, to get that going, and to get it, or to continue with it as well, to keep it at a consistent pace. They know how to grow their crops. They know exactly what to expect, how much water they're putting down, how much stank they're putting down on it. They know what they're doing here. So I very much get that you guys, you know what you're doing in whatever situation this is that is attached to so many devils and just a feeling of being wiped out. You know what you're doing. It's probably, whether it's work, it's a skill that you have had for a while. You have confidence in that skill. You know how to do whatever it is that you're doing job-wise. If it's a hobby group, it's something you've probably been doing for a while. Church group, same sort of thing. If it's a relationship, I would say that it's a more long-standing relationship, whether that's family or romantic, what have you. It could also be, I'm kind of getting for some of you, it's a relationship to your health in some way. Like this thing that you're feeling bound to, which we'll get there with the Devil. It may not be a job situation at all. It could very well just be, the work that your body is doing to exist as a human being. in the state that you're in. And that's, shit, that's real. That's very real. I've been saying to the other signs, actually decided to come out a little bit with my story a little bit. But I was diagnosed with narcolepsy last year, and it's something that I've lived with my whole life, but my parents did nothing for me as far as trying to get that checked out. I fell off a bunk bed when I was 3 years old and spent a week and a half in the hospital with seizures. They didn't think I'd walk or talk again. And come to find out, I actually have narcolepsy, and it was something that, like, I used to smoke so many cigarettes for so many years. I've been quit for a while now, but I would self-medicate myself through because I didn't know what was going on, you know? Everybody's tired, right? Everybody's tired. Not everybody's this tired, turns out. And narcoleptics, they fall asleep during the day, and they can't sleep at night. So it's really kind of an evil curse in some ways, based on the way that society runs. My goal, dream, actually, is to have this be something where I can stick to my own natural schedule and not have to really worry about too much medication, because my body does want to operate a certain way. It just isn't in line with what society wants from me. And I'm not really the best at giving society what they want anyway. So here we are. But just a little glimpse into what I'm saying there. I know that there are people who are dealing with many different kinds of health situations, whether that be things that are just lifelong ailments, things that could possibly be terminal, loved ones that they're dealing with in those sorts of situations too. And I'm not reading on any outcomes on that. That is definitely a precarious situation, legally speaking. But I'm just giving you a little bit more of my story and expressing too kind of an empathy. You know, I feel like I'm constantly working and fighting this because I am. And some days you'll notice that I'm a bit more energetic, and some days you'll notice that I'm just not as energetic, and that's just how it goes. But anyway, back to you, Aries. You may be struggling with something like that too, and if that's the case, I just want you to know that although I can't say for sure, you know, there's a light at the end of your tunnel, what I can say is that you're not alone in fighting a fight that is not seen by anyone else, okay? I see you as much as I possibly can. I may not be experiencing the same thing as you, or you may not be experiencing the same thing as me, but I just want you to know that I see that you are living your life. If there is anybody else who is not in any way giving you that validation, including yourself, please take that as validation, okay? So this is the energy that isn't important this week, the Eight of Cups. And Eight of Cups is leaving something behind. Dropping it off at the shoreline there, visiting the beach and dropping whatever, you know, probably leaving your trash there like everybody else does. That's what the Eight of Cups is, leaving that trash behind. It can also symbolize not doing that. What I'm getting for some of you is actually, so what isn't important is this process of leaving something behind. What I'm getting is actually that it is to some of you. Some of you are trying to leave something behind, but you keep picking it back up, like that, like the toilet paper on the bottom of your shoe. Every time you leave the bathroom, you'll drop it off at the beach, but every time you get back to your car, it's just stuck to your shoe. So for most of you, I'm getting that the idea here of leaving something behind is not what's being magnified, but that this process of it sticking to you for some reason is what's being asked to be brought to light. Because I don't read these in reversal, but I do intuitively. So this is kind of like a double negative in this situation. Roll with it. Roll tide. So what isn't important this week is leaving something behind, but because you're struggling with that in the portion where you're not focusing on this, you are actually focusing on that cycle of leaving something behind. You know what I'm saying? Stick with me here. Okay. So what is important here is the Devil. And that's kind of it's kind of along the lines of the devil, because the devil represents those toxic and dark parts of ourselves that keep us bound in some way to something. This could be shame, this could be addictive qualities, toxic qualities like that, whether it's addiction to substances. I mean, really, it all kind of boils down to addiction to a substance, you guys, any sort of addiction. Whether it's an external drug, drugs or alcohol, which is a drug, or the chemicals that are produced in your body because of what you're doing, whether that's sex, gambling, watching TV, staring at your phone, death scrolling, doom scrolling, excuse me. Any of those, they all produce a chemical. So really, it's all an addiction to a chemical. Chemicals, just chemicals. We're all addicted to some sort of chemical. Surprise! It's so fun being a human being. So what is being magnified here is what's important for you is to start looking at what is keeping you bound to something. Because what I'm getting from this is that and with your intuition, being the loon this week, you're being asked to intuit what about these things are being projected into your exterior world that are preventing you from getting that toilet paper off your shoe. Because there's something about whatever's going on here, whatever it is that you're addicted to. Maybe it's your own sadness. Maybe it's chaos. Maybe it is stress. And it's really easy to just go, no way, I'm not addicted to that. I hate that stuff. You know, your comfort zone doesn't mean you're comfortable. It is what you're used to. I know for me, I grew up in a pretty, I don't know, it wasn't a great upbringing. And it took me a really long time as I grew older to realize, especially, I don't know, last 5 years, especially, asking for peace in my life. And when peace was finally starting to come, I mistook that as something that was like wrong inside of me. It felt so uncomfortable, you guys, because I was addicted to chaos, not because I decided to take that pill necessarily. I mean, I kept the program running because I wasn't making the decision to change it, but there was the issue of not being aware that that was going on. And that's the hardest part with all of it, is knowing where to look. It's like the needle in the haystack. Knowing where to look to find out what is going on with yourself. So this week, you are being asked to intuit what is going on. And maybe not totally figure it out, but to start getting an idea of what is causing some of these exterior things that are draining you to go on. Because, well, as above, so below. I'm not saying that every single action, because there is chaos in the world too. Whoop, whoop, throwing cards. There is chaos, there are things that just happen. But 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, 8.7 times out of 10, something that is going on in your interior world is pulling a factor out here towards you, because that's how we live life. Dreaming this dream together, you guys. So there's something about your own toxicity, your own binds, that are preventing you from being able to let something go in a healthy way. What I'm getting from that is like kind of like last week, there was that theme of you needing to rest last week, and this week. I mean, I'll be uploading this week, but hopefully you guys are resting. You're supposed to be telling everybody else around you to F off for the week. Aries is not available. Aries needs rest. Aries needs to recharge their batteries. If you aren't doing that, that could be your own toxicity. That could be a great place to start. Why aren't you doing that? And to say, well, I work too much, or my job is this, or whether it's health too, this is overtaking me, that's overtaking me. You guys, that is a choice. And I'm not trying to dismiss serious parts of life, because I honor and respect those. And I'm also saying your brain, what it focuses on is what you're going to get. What you're putting in here is what you're getting out. And if you're focusing, whether that's because of anxiety or because you're trying to find a solution, if you're just spinning your wheels out on it, you're not going to get peace. And that could be a situation where you may need to find some exterior help, whether that's counseling, online support group, books, family, spiritual leaders. There are things, situations like this can be supportive and helpful here on YouTube as well. Starting to put better media in. Look at your consumption. That's what I'm getting. Nom, 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 nom. And not just what you're eating. What are you listening to? What are you watching? Because those are all things that affect what's going on up here. You may love horror movies, and I'm not pooping on horror. It's definitely not my favorite, but my life has been a horror film. So I don't feel like I need to play with those sorts of emotions. I had other addictions, I guess. But to just realize, things in moderation, dose makes the poison. If you're constantly watching horror and gore and violence and dark things, it's difficult to expect anything different from what your brain is going to put out, okay? Hate me if you want. That's just an example with horror. That could be anything. The music you're listening to. That's real, you guys. And disagree with me if you want. It's not really up for discussion, okay? You can put comments in the comments if you want, but that's real. There's plenty of evidence and studies that have been done to prove that. So just think about it. Whatever it is that you're consuming is going to become a large part of your life. And that's for some of you. That's for all of us, but that's for some. I think that some of you may be struggling with what you're struggling with because of what you're choosing to put into your environment. Are you meditating? Are you, eating well? Are you drinking water? Are you taking a multivitamin? Are you surrounding yourself with high vibration and high quality people? Do you read books that enrich your life in some way? And like I said, I'm not saying, if you do like horror or whatever, this is just an example that's coming to mind for me. If you do like horror, that's great. Just don't make it, you can't eat cake all day, every day and expect not to get diabetes, okay? Like, it's so much easier to prove these physical examples for us because we can see that, but just take it into consideration. If you are finding that you're having a lot of anxiety right now, or you're struggling to stay in a more upbeat mood, take a look at what it is you're consuming. What kind of books are you reading? What kind of conversations are you having with your friends, your family, or yourself? What music are you listening to? Just challenging you to start becoming a bit more curious about what it is that you're doing instead of being on autopilot. Because I know for the most part, you guys are, you're feeling in pain. And gosh, the air signs didn't have, and it's not, I'm having conversations with myself, sorry. It's not that they had a bad message or bad messages. When these sorts of messages are coming, like, I want to be able to deal love, riches, winner, chicken dinner, all day long. I really do. And the thing is, in order to get those wins, work needs to be done. We got to get to work, y'all. You can't just heal or level up, make anything better by just hoping that it gets better. You have to put some work into it. And part of that is starting to question, what part are you playing in your own life? And that's what I'm getting from this. What part are you playing in your own life, Aries? This is your life. You know what? You're on stage. You're not in the audience. You wrote the script too. You're writing it as you go. Are you awake? Are you aware that you're writing it? I don't know. I think some of you may not be. And I think some of you are, and you're just in that place of, like, maybe some of you are changing some habits. And I'm so proud of you, Aries. I love you so much. And please keep going. Things get harder before they get better, right? It's always darkest before the dawn. And especially when we decide to make a shift in some way, that's always the hardest. That first push is always, or first few pushes are always the hardest to get moving in a different vibration. But don't take that as discouragement or that you're doing something wrong, because you may make a decision to start changing something, and then you're starting to change it, and then by tomorrow or in 2 or 3 days it may actually be more difficult, and so you give up on trying to change whatever it was you're trying to change. Don't do that, please. Don't mistake that effect, because it's not really it takes time for things to happen in this realm. If you decide to start dieting today, you're not going to have a six-pack tomorrow, unless you go pay somebody for it. But you get what you get what I'm saying. Just be patient with yourself, okay? And trust the process too. But you're being asked to first become a bit more intuitive about what is going on here. What is your devil right now? Maybe you're blaming everybody else for what's going on in your life. Maybe there is blame to be given, but I 100% promise you there's blame towards yourself too. That finger should be pointed towards you first in finding out what part are you playing in your life. Welcome to the Aries show. Break a leg. As far as the theater goes. Okay, guys, don't actually break a leg. I know that you can figure that out, or at least start trying to figure that out. So where this leads, or what it's good for, is the Empress. And this is actually, I very much get the energy like Sagittarius. This is actually feeling a little bit happier as we move along here. I don't, like I said, I don't like giving those kinds of messages because they're boring too. I get it, you know, you're watching and you're wanting to hear riches and fame and fortune and love, and I get it. Nobody wants to hear about how to do dishes or how to keep your floors clean, you know? Well, I mean, there are some people on YouTube that do enjoy that, and I like keeping things clean, but you get what I'm saying. Not a lot of people like focusing on the nuts and bolts, and that's kind of what this, I feel like this is a nuts and bolts reading, you guys. But where this leads, this is starting to get actually pretty damn happy. Happy, you guys. So the Empress here, very similar to Sagittarius a few weeks ago, there is a situation, this is a situation for you to start creating the new baby you. The new baby you, baby. There's a new baby in town. It's you, baby. So you're taking part in this process of birthing the new you. Like I was saying, you know, those first few pushes, and I'm sure, you know, actually I've never given birth, obviously, in a physical sense, at least in this life. I don't know. I had a dream a while ago where I did give birth, and it was very, very, what I thought was real feeling. I mean, I don't know how I had those sensations, but I have had kidney stones too. I had 2 kidney stone surgeries last year, and I've heard that's very similar. And I will tell you, it is so painful that it's difficult to stay in your body, or impossible. My point is here that those that have given birth may say, you know, it's the last few pushes that are the hardest, or I'm not sure. Pushing here is not easy, is my point. You are being connected to the divine feminine, our mother here, to start that spiritual process of meiosis for the new you. You get to decide, very similar to before we came here, you guys. There were a lot of decisions that we made that were a part of what we're doing here. So you're having an opportunity, and it's not lost on me that this is right after the eclipses too. So you're traveling through warp speed ahead to wherever it is that you're going, and I'm going to encourage you to always keep a positive mindset, not to ignore the negative, because toxic positivity is one of the quickest ways to negativity and than anything else, but to hold both. The heart is capable of holding complex emotions and holding a gratitude for positivity and those things that are positive in your life, and also paying attention to what is negative without feeding those things so that they grow, but giving them enough attention so that you can tend to them. If you broke your leg, you're not going to just hobble around going, well, at least it's a great day today, you know? You need to go in and set that bone. At least I have a car and a house. That's not, they don't negate each other, you guys. I'm just feeling encouraged to say that. So you may be in a situation right now where you're struggling with that, where you have all of these wonderful things in your life, a family, a house, car, good job, whatever's going on, but you're feeling whatever it is that you're feeling not fulfilled in some way. Maybe disappointed, maybe empty. That, what I'm getting from that is because there is space being opened up for you 2.0. You 2.0. It's okay to have wonderful things in your life and still feel like something is missing. That's a message, and that should be listened to. Whether that's, you know, clinical depression because chemicals are off, to something spiritually that needs to be adjusted, or calling, that whole wide range of all of that, no matter where you are on that range, it needs to be addressed. You can't just ignore the phone call. I mean, you can, but they're going to start beating on your door and busting through your windows if you don't. Impregnate me! That's what you're being requested to do, okay? Take part in your own adventure here, because that's the fun part about it, even though it's not always fun. Like this reading, it may not be as fun, but there's some wonderful, wonderful energy coming in here for you, Aries. You need to engage in your own life a bit more, though, to get the most out of that. So your challenge for the week here is the Queen of Pentacles. And Queen of Pentacles is an individual who knows what they want in their life. They curate every little detail in their life, and they're comfortable in living the life that they live. They live a comfortable life. They're also somebody who is gracious enough and happy enough to help others with that process for themselves. What I'm getting from this as a challenge is very similar to last week, too. You guys, stop it. Stop helping people right now. Quit it. Stop it. This is not the time for you to be overexerting yourself and extending the energy that you do not have to somebody else, okay? You may think that it's noble. It's not. It's not. Thank you. There's definitely some divine feminine information coming in here. There is a need to receive, a need for speed, and it's the speed to receive, okay? Quit giving right now. And I'm not saying, like, if you're a parent and you are raising children, like, obviously there are things that you have to do. But quit. What I'm getting is quit avoiding yourself for the sake of helping somebody else. If that was going to help you feel better, ever, it would have done it by now. Okay? And it's not. And you have a space opened up this week to help you figure out your own shit. Because nobody else can do that, Aries, except for you. And you're literally being offered a hand from the divine feminine here. Why, hello! Please come with me. I don't think she sounds like that, but I like the thought of it. So just, I feel like those of you that message is for, you're just avoiding the hard work, but you're actually taking the harder path. Because the more that you are exerting that energy, the harder it's going to be for you to get that energy back, to give it back to yourself, because that you need it right now. Your cup is broken, some of you. So you're not even able to fill your cup with your own love juices, with your own energy. Jeez. Hi. So I'm just very much getting the message that it is important for you to start focusing on you. And especially with having those toxic and shadow qualities coming through, that is very important this week. Seven of Swords, this is going to be your blessing. So Seven of Swords typically is kind of a shady lady card. A shady milady card. It can be betrayal, it can be theft. What I'm actually getting from this is a portion of it as well is the divine or the universe, God, bearing witness to the truth. And that is the note that I'm getting from this card. Your blessing this week is for you to come correct, Aries. To get it together. Quit helping other people. At least for just now, you guys. These eclipses, this eclipse energy is intense. Shoot, I even honestly, I mean, my guides and stuff have been saying like, quit making videos right now, and I'm like, but I gotta get videos out this week, and they're like, no, you don't. And I'm like, but I do. So I get it, I do. These eclipses are really, really rough times, and they are prime for illuminating to us what is going on. I'm in the process right now of YouTube is going through and verifying my account for monetization, which means that I can actually start doing this as a job. And that makes me very happy, and it's very unexpected. This is, it'll be 3 weeks tomorrow that I started doing this. So this is all happening very, very fast, and it's thanks to you guys. Oh my gosh. So thank you. I love you so, so much. And I just want you to know in that regard, like I do understand. I feel I don't have any Aries in my chart. But Gemini had kind of some similar notes through there too. I am pouring a lot of energy into, and Gemini's was like a relationship or like a love child of some sort. This is my baby. You are all my baby. This is my baby. And I am raising it like it is my own, because it is. And one of the downsides of that, especially with dealing with the health issues that I do, energy is very, very hard. This is something that takes a lot of energy already. And I'm happy to give it. I've been doing it my whole life anyway. This is such a wonderful, wonderful way to give back. I am learning, though, how to, bear witness to the truth within myself. And that is, well, maybe I do have a pretty heavy Capricorn heavy chart, Maybe I am a bit of a workaholic. I want to help as well. I want to help other people build their kingdom and queendom as well. Because I care about that. I deeply care about that. That matters to me. And I think that you guys are struggling with that this week too. So do what I say, not what I do. Okay. We are in different situations, obviously. What I'm getting for those of you where that burnout is going on, you're working a 9-to-5 job or more. And I work outside of this too. 2-3 full-time jobs right now. So I guess I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. But this message is, it's a tu quoque, all right? It may be hypocrisy, but it's the truth. Logical fallacy, there you go. A little bit of logic for you. You're going to have an opportunity this week to land the plane here for me. To really get clear on what is going on. And me going into that diatribe, maybe that is what's going on for you too. Maybe you're recognizing that's going on in your own life, and you're recognizing it's going on in other people's lives, and you're trying to help them because you care about them and you love them and you don't want to see them suffer. But by reaching out and doing that, it's taking away from you as well. Maybe that's the truth. You'll know the truth. I think me explaining this, you know the truth. You know what's up. So the energy that needs to be cleared in order to move forward or to achieve the highest outcome is the Four of Wands. And Four of Wands is a card of celebration. It's crossing a threshold. It's a mile marker. As far as being an energy that needs to be cleared, what I'm getting from this is you guys need to get on it. Like cross that threshold of fully choosing you. instead of, you know, dancing around. Like I said, helping others but not really helping yourself. Maybe you have a little bit more energy after work one day, and so you, I don't know, stay up a little bit later to revenge stay up. That's shooting yourself in the foot. I promise you guys, your energy will come back. We're in eclipse season right now, and a lot of things are being shifted. So take that into consideration. It is not forever, and I understand that, like, it sucks not to have any fun, but there is somewhere where you can adjust something to give yourself even just a little bit of what you need. Maybe it's some super glue to fix that crack, those cracks in your cup. So clarifying the outcome here of the Empress just fell out here was dedication. Stay dedicated to your goals, efforts that will reap success. So those efforts are connecting here with the divine, and the divine feminine, you guys, the Empress, she is all about getting into a receptive state. She's getting ready to impregnate herself with the new you. If you continue to pursue those pursuits, you don't have to go hardcore, like change everything about yourself right now or improve all these different things. Just making the shift, the slight shift, the decision every single day to become a little bit more aware of what you're doing and why. Those are all shifting yourself into a more divine feminine and receptive state. And we all need a bit more divine feminine. We don't need to get rid of all the divine masculine, but it's been running rampant. And it's literally killing us. Grinding us into the ground. So this is just asking you to stay true to those goals that are going to bring you closer to term here. Okay? And for some of you, it could be a project too. But I'm mostly getting that this is work related or relationship related. Something where you are giving your energy to something that is taking it and not giving it back because you're not giving it to yourself first, and you are birthing a new you, or you're getting into that phase. This is coming up here in the next, I feel like next 2 to 3 weeks is where you're going to have this opportunity to really get your feet in the stirrups. Okay. But right now, and for some of you, I do feel like that baby it could be a project, but that's not everybody. So staying dedicated, consistency, and that's what the Knight of Pentacles is all about. Staying consistent and persistent. Consistently persistent. Can we get some clarification on the Queen of Pentacles, please? Balance, juggling too many things at once. Find time for yourself. So totally opposite of what I was saying there. I'm kidding. Quit helping other people. It's time to find time for yourself. It's time for you to do you. Boo-boo. Hey, boo-boo. Okay? Can we get some clarification on the Seven of Swords, please? All right. Deception. False illusions, scarcity mentality, falling into bad habits. So I think this is what is being illuminated for you. This is what you are bearing witness to, the universe is bearing witness to and illuminating to you by throwing 7 swords your way. Is that deception? What is your false illusion? Is it that you are doing okay? Is it that you are helping other people and you're not helping yourself? Is it that you distract yourself by doing other things instead of going inside of yourself and studying what's going on in there? Probably so. 4 of Wands. And this is, honestly, you guys, this is a process that we continue to go through constantly. That's what the whole tarot is. It's just a cycle. That's what being a human is. We're just constantly cycling. We're spiraling up or we're spiraling down. So you're learning a new lesson on something every single time. But each one of these cards can have a different experience depending on where you are in your evolution. So this kind of energy is always going to keep coming through. Balance. What are you deceiving? What are you lying to yourself about? This is what it is to be human. And we don't ever master it, which drives me crazy. But, you know, that's just the double Virgo in me. Can we get some clarification on 4 of Wands, please? Oh, we got 2. Pay attention. Look out for signs from the divine. Acknowledge red flags and declutter. Let go of old items. Create a new sacred space for yourself. So the energy what I was saying with this that needs to be cleared is not crossing that threshold, not crossing that milestone, getting started on whatever it is that you need to do to essentially start healing yourself. So there's a need to declutter, to remove the old crap. It's really hard to have a clean smelling room when you've got shit in the corner, you know? It's hard to create a sacred meditative space when there are old beer bottles making your bedroom smell like a brewery. Okay? And then paying attention to signs from the divine. This could be a sign here for you from the divine. Red flags. Listen to your body. You know, how are you physically feeling? Those can be signs. But having this as your benefit for the week, that illumination, pay attention. What is coming through from the divine for you? This week, there's going to be a lot of messages is what I'm getting. There are going to be many different forms. Dreams, pay attention to your dreams. Who's coming into your sphere of influence? What are they talking about? What's popping up on your devices that you're watching? If you feel like something is hitting you as a message, listen to it and investigate it. Certain animals, numbers maybe you're seeing, look up what those mean. Check it out at your local library. So we're going to move into love, okay? Got 7 of Pentacles here, the Hanged Man, and then also Death. So the way that I'm taking this, with 7 of Pentacles here, this is what everything is about this week. And this can be for singles or for mingles. Singles or mingles, those in a relationship or relationships. 7 of Pentacles is asking you to consider, to take a beat, take a pause, and figure out if what you're doing is working for you. Or what you have done, is it working for you? Everything that you've gone through, is this what you want to continue doing? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. This isn't saying, I mean, it's not giving a clear answer one way or the other, but it's asking you to consider some sort of change, what I'm getting from this. Because the whole point, this is the center point of this, is taking repose to look around you and figure out if what you're doing is working. If you're single and you want to be single, you're being asked to consider, is that still working for you? It may be. I'm not saying that it's not. You're just being asked to take stock of where you are. If you're in a relationship or relationships, you know, maybe you're in a monogamous relationship, maybe you're in an open relationship, maybe you're in a polyamorous relationship. It doesn't matter. But you're being asked to look at what is going on and consider the factors in the relationship, including yourself, which this whole reading is pointing you towards a new you coming through. A new you coming to a theater near you soon. Very soon. So it makes sense that with the relationship here as well, actually I'm feeling a lot more excited about this, you guys, as I'm moving into the love portion here. This is an opportunity, no wonder it's feeling so heavy and just because you're getting to a point where you're sloughing off these parts of you that aren't working anymore. And like chiseling them off, not even sloughing, because sloughing, you know, that skin is ready to go. Some of this is like rotting, you know, you need to remove the rot. So yeah, take a look. Take a look, it's in a book, and that book is you, Aries. So the action to avoid here is actually the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is, well, it's taking a new perspective. So this, I'm going to pull an oracle card on this as well. What I'm getting from this, as far as with the 7 of Pentacles coming through, asking you to take a look at what is going around you, maybe you're not being asked to take a different perspective on it because maybe your perspective is okay. You're just, for some reason, you're being highlighted to pay attention to it right now. Maybe there is something about the relationship that is just not working or has become toxic, or there's something that's needed. Either as a single, maybe you are fine being single, but you're ready to be in a relationship again, and you're just not really putting yourself out there, but you need to be in order to gain that energy. Or you may be in a relationship and things have just not in a malicious sense, but have just not gotten, like maybe your needs aren't getting taken care of. Things have just gotten pushed aside because life has gotten in the way. And that happens, you guys. Like, we can't always have everything all the time. But Aries deserves things too. And what I'm getting from that message is this is a situation where you haven't been maybe getting. You've been giving with the Queen of Pentacles here. Stop it. Just for a little bit, you guys. You can go back to giving later, but you need to recharge yourself. So that's what I'm getting from this. There's no need to change your perspective on something. You just need to see what it is you're already seeing. This is something that you're already aware of. You don't need to go too far in here. There's a call that's been happening inside. It's getting louder and louder for you is what I'm feeling. Just listen to it. Just allow that to be a conversation, either with yourself or with your partner or with your partners. Just be honest. The action to take is death. And death is a cycle of ending and starting over again, rebirth. And this is a natural process here, unlike the Tower, which is something that comes into our lives as either a chaotic force or because we didn't listen to the call for death. So what I'm getting from this, for those of you that are single, if you are just like, screw people, you know, and don't ever want to have a relationship again, just legitimately, there's no anger behind that, no malice, it's just, you're totally fine being yourself, this isn't for you. If you're someone who's single because you're angry, what I'm getting is that's what needs to die. So the city behind here is where the sun is rising again. Once death comes through and smites everybody down, and nobody's safe from death. You've got the rich man, you've got the bishop, the young, the innocent lady, or the innocent child, and the young mother. Death does not care. Death comes for us all, and that's a physical death, but this is not representatory of a physical death. There are metaphoric, energetic, and spiritual deaths as well that come for us all. It doesn't matter what you are in this life, and that's what this is saying to me. You're at a point where something needs to be sloughed off, or chiseled off, or chewed off. Just let death come through, chop everyone's head off, because you can go right back to this city back here where there's warmth. Nothing is truly ending except for what isn't working. Okay? So in a relationships, maybe something's off balance. Maybe the dynamic, has the dynamic changed? You're damn right the dynamic's changed. But you're just being asked to allow that energy to do what it needs to do, okay? And part of that is, or a lot of that is you just accepting it. Be honest with yourself. Bear witness to what is actually going on. So, Spirit, can we get an oracle card here for love, for Aries? Sure, we got two. It's so funny because I literally just said acceptance. So wisdom, knowledge gained through experience or from a wise counselor. And then acceptance, accept past and current situations, work through issues gracefully. And that's very much what I'm getting with death, you guys. This is a situation where, or situations where you have an opportunity to gain wisdom here by just allowing death to do what it does. And your job is to just accept it. Accept it with grace. Accept it with gratitude. This isn't a tower, like I said. This is death. This is something that, you know, you're passing in your sleep painlessly, okay? You're not taking a tumble and impaling yourself on the rocks below. Unless you're avoiding this, okay? So it's not a warning, it's just like just go with the flow, you guys. This is an opportunity to start healing whatever's hurting in that regard too, okay? So moving on to career here. We've got, and this is the first time actually I pulled the Two of Cups in this deck. I'm so happy because this is just such a lovely card to me. So Two of Cups is the main one here. Then we've got the Devil and the Nine of Wands. So the Two of Cups is all about, it could be, it's kind of the beginning portions of a relationship of some sort. This is representatory, typically more of more, it can be more romantic love. Cups are emotion, but in the standard Wyatt deck, it's referring to like a meeting, the coming together of two people, the start of that. So what I'm getting from this with work, kind of well, last week you had opportunities that were coming through if you're paying attention. And those opportunities could still be around. Maybe your opportunity is to start just looking around. But what I'm getting from this is that you have an opportunity to start something new. Yay! Oh my gosh, Aries! Something that, and look at how lovely they are holding each other. They are feeling peaceful AF. They're feeling calm. They're feeling recharged. Not overly excited because, you know, they're in panic mode. And that's where I feel like a lot of you are. So this is a situation, whatever is coming through, that is going to start provide. It's that balm to your soul. Oh, yeah, Aries. Yay! You need this. Oh my gosh. Yes, this definitely got a lot happier for me as I went along here. The hard part is just, you guys have some shit. You need to get to a point of accepting that it's going on. And I think that you're just struggling as a sign that is so positive and optimistic and upbeat. Maybe you're having a hard time just accepting these things that are going on because you're afraid of what it's going to look like to other people on the outside. Don't. If they love you and they care about you, they're going to be there, and it ain't no thing, okay? Please don't worry about that if that's the case. Or you may worry about what yourself is going to think. I would worry about what you're going to think if you're not doing this, because I don't want a tower coming for you. Aries, just listen. Let these things pass. This is your time to naturally exfoliate what has been destroying your soul, okay? So the devil, this is the action to avoid. And this, just like in what is important this week, this is your shadow. The things that are binding you. It's a bit more descriptive here. This is, you know, an intersex devil. And they are leading this party of rapscallions, you know, smoking and drinking and doing whatever they please, to the point that it's becoming a toxic effect in their life, okay? So because you have the Two of Cups coming through as an opportunity, a meeting, maybe it's with the King of Cups, I don't know. It's an opportunity career-wise for you to start something new. And it could be with an actual person. Maybe it's somebody you work with, a boss, somebody you know, a friend who you may want to start a business with, or your own YouTube channel. It could also be you. Your true self that's been, you know, hiding, that radiant, beaming Aries soul that is just wonderful and vibrant, that has been doled out by this dead skin. So you're being asked to avoid remaining connected to these things that are keeping you bound, okay? And part of that is you, because of your unwillingness to accept what is going on. Just give in. Just give in. Let it flow. You will not be sorry, I promise. And I know, I understand fear. I do. Fear, 98% of the time, is not real. And even those other 2% of the time, I'm going to challenge, is not real, just because this illusion, for the most part, is not real. Okay. I'm not being dismissive about health conditions. I'm not being dismissive about, you know, people fearing loss or you know, being in a place where they're losing their house or they're losing their health, or that's all stuff that's happening here, and it's valid that you're feeling the way you're feeling. And I'm also saying this is a hologram, okay? Like, seriously, it seriously is. So starting to take that into consideration as well, at least for me, has made it a lot easier to start letting go of the fear. And I'll start coming out with more on my story. Stay tuned. There's a lot more, okay? It's not just the narcolepsy. I understand fear and overcoming it, okay? So I am feeling encouraged to just tell you to just trust, to have faith that you will be taken care of. The universe is conspiring for your dreams to come true and to support you. It's not against you. You are. You need to get out of your own damn way for once, okay? Just accept it. I promise you, you won't be sorry. And then the action to take here is the Nine of Wands. This, you guys, this is, I mean, there's hard work involved with this too. Protecting what you're building. This is success. This is success. This individual is protecting what it is that they've developed and they've made to the point of bringing it to a successful conclusion. So just let go. Let it go, let it go. Okay, just let it go. Whatever it is that is holding you back, if that is an actual physical addiction to something, whether it's your own emotions, chemicals, cigarettes, drugs, alcohol, whatever, sex, gambling, food, TV, make the decision to start letting it go. And if you need to get help in whatever form, please go do that, because there's a lot of help out there. And you can do that. I believe in you, Aries. So let's pull an oracle card here too for your career. Oh, we wanted to come out here. Whoop. Yes! Celebration! Good times come from hard work, time spent in good company. What in the heck was I just saying? Rewind it 15 seconds. You'll catch it. You guys, there's some success coming, and like not just some. There's some heaps and heaps of success. This is a light at the end of the tunnel for you. And love, there's nothing wrong or bad going on in love either. This is just saying it's time to come correct. This whole thing is saying that. You are at the end here, because this card's all about celebration too. The energy that needs to be released. A part of that is maybe refusing to celebrate or feeling like you don't have a reason to celebrate. Well, you do, Aries. You have to know that that's coming in for you. Okay? I love you so much, Aries. This is going to end up being actually a great week for you, and I will see you next week, okay? Bye.